So I'm here with Silvia Rotter, a very known actress from Vienna, here in Breb, in deep of the Maramureș County. And we are talking about an interesting project which will bring in connection Vienna with Maramureș County. So Silvia, please tell me a few details about this project.
Well, my whole trip or my work in Romania started by coincidence. And I came to Maramureș because an English acquaintance, friend of mine called William Blacker, he also wrote a book about Maramureș and some other part of Romania. He said, go to Maramureș because the people are very friendly, they are very good with wood, the houses are small, but they will help you. And since then, Maramureș has been, I just thought there was something mystical, something extraordinary about this place.
And with few centuries in the past.
Well, or maybe for the future.
Maybe for the future, no.
Well, because I think the future will be determined on the ecological footprint we all make. So I met a friend in Bucharest. He says, oh yes, I asked everybody I know, do you know people in Maramureș? And he said, yes, I'm going to give you a lead. It's the Rotaries in Sziget. And they do a ball and you will be a guest there. And I said, fine, yes. And I went and everyone was very friendly. And William Blacker wrote in the book of Maramureș, he wrote a lot about Breb. Mm-hmm. So we came here and then a year and a half later, through a coincidence, again, someone said there were some houses for sale. And then we started on this mad project, which has also been a great joy and very complicated and wonderful and disappointing, but more wonderful than disappointing. And the idea is, whenever I ask Romanian children about Maramureș, do they want to come to Maramureș, their eyes light up and they say, yes, we all want to come here. Because I think children know that we have to do something about the way we use energy. I think a lot about is sustainability and energy, and we are now so many people in this world and everyone fights a war against nature almost every day. But here people do it less.
This is the point. We are talking about sustainable development,
exactly.
About the fighting against destroying nature and so on. That's why
I'm here.
You are here and your project is so exciting.
Thank you. Thank you. I think so too. And I see people here, they walk on foot. Some of them have cars. The population in Breb is divided into two. The one who've worked abroad and they can afford cars and tractors, and the other ones who still walk, who do not have cars. Well, I don't have a car either. So I walk a lot too, and I find it's very nice because you meet people and everybody's very friendly. But the main thing is, people here live of what they grow, and the food is incredibly healthy. It's really good, and I have seen people be very happy here. They've got glowing faces, they've got bright eyes, they like to get up in the morning. I feel that they feel they have a purpose in life.
It's a pure happy and pure healthy here, I suppose.
Yes. I think so. I mean, of course, I'm sure there are also dark things round the corner. But if you look round here, it's sheer beauty. It gets to your soul. It makes you happy. Well, at least it makes me very happy, and I'm convinced it makes the children happy. And maybe we can, through projects like this, teach the next generation how to live on the planet so we have a future.
Here, I suppose it will be a kind of school, of ecological school, probably in connection with art, culture and theatre.
Yes, and I think I know from experience, because I do the same thing in Austria with a little farm, that children need very little to be really happy. If they're nice to each other, if there's a natural politeness, if they have a fulfilling day, if they use their bodies, if they are physically really exhausted, it makes them happy. I mean, I'll just give you an example. Once there were two twin brothers. They were, I think, 8 years old, and I said at 9 in the morning, I said, only stop moving when you're tired. They stopped at 8 in the evening. Of course, they had lunch in between, right? But, you know, the need for children to move and do something which is useful is enormous. And then I think, I mean, that's putting it very simply, I think it's one way to make them good people.
So you think the nature of Maramureș will fill with energy
Yes.
all children, and they will be more clever, more smart,
Yes,
more...
I'm convinced.
You're convinced.
I'm absolutely convinced. We also work with a very well-known German neurologist. He's called Professor Spitzer. And we work together, and he is a great scientist. He's proven by many studies what makes the brain work, what are the impulses for the brain. And he always says it's movement, it's music, and it's the crafts, moving your hands.
All real things, not
Real
the
things.
virtual
Yes.
realm.
Real. And the other thing is we want, you know, the knowledge that is still here in Maramureș of making tiles, making wooden roofs, doing wool with a hand spindle. Just kind of really machines without electricity.
Yes.
They don't need petrol, they don't need electricity. It makes people very free. It's more work, it's harder, but it's very rewarding. And I think just to preserve this knowledge, that someone can say, no, I prefer a machine, or I like to spin with my hands. I think children ought to have this chance.
Your project is just at the beginning, concerning the building.
Yes, completely at the beginning.
Completely the
You see the
Yeah,
sandpit.
we see the sand, we see the stuff are surrounded by different stuffs, furniture and so on. It's a great amount of stuff.
Stuff
and so on, yeah.
everywhere.
Everywhere. But
Beds.
what do you think in how many months, how many years you will finish and you will start with?
I hope that at Christmas it's already possible to stay the night, that it's warm, that you can cook, have a shower. Next spring we want to do something with the garden. We want to plant vegetables, flowers. And then we are going to build a little more. And then I think by next summer, I hope we can have more children.
So here will participate also Romanian children? Or
Mostly
just
Romanians.
Mostly Romanian.
Mostly
And
Romanians.
also from Austria.
Yes, if they want to come. But, you know, for the last 10 years, Austrian children came 3 times, and I offer it twice a year. So far, they are less interested in going east than they're interested in going west. But I always talk about Romania, and I hope we can change this. I hope we can make more children and young people interested to come here, because I find it a fascinating country. And I have met people in the last days. I talked to tourists who've never been to Romania, and for some reason they decide to come. And I say, how do you like it? They all say, we love it.
So you think it will be a very happy place, land of some interesting, like a heaven, probably.
Yes, I think.
But how you will select children? How you will pick all the...
From Teatrul Vienes de Copii.
So through Teatrul Vienes de
Absolutely,
Copii, yeah.
because I know these children. You know, I don't want anyone who misbehaves or destroys or even smokes. You know, this is all wood. It's fragile. You've got to be careful. So we want people who are prepared to love it, and who are prepared to see Maramureș for what it can give. And
so at the beginning it will be a kind of selection. Through probably they will play a drama, something, and then you'll select the best actors.
No, it's just people who want to come here, and it's basically also for them to have a cheap holiday. You know, from Bucharest, 2 weeks, if maybe the railway sponsors us and it gets a little bit cheaper, then living here, even with grown-ups who attend them, it's going to be incredibly cheap for Romanian standards and compared to other camps. I'll tell you a story. When I started to come to Romania first, someone gave me a book about Romanian countryside and how people lived some time ago, and it said lost innocence. So I think here we have the innocence, we haven't lost it, and I think we are forward. You know, it's not old-fashioned, it's not 19th century. I think this is a solution for the future.
Yes, it's a solution for to prevent wasting all resources, and probably
Yes, absolutely.
it's a better way which will help us to survive.
I think so.
So you are the pioneer, the person who tried to fix the first step in Romania for survival.
Jan, I feel I'm a pioneer amongst other pioneers, but I certainly feel like a pioneer.
And you're so young that you are trying to do overcoming all the disappointments and so on, because
Jan,
you had a lot of.
I am not so young, but it gives me, the project gives me such joy. And somehow if I just look at this here, it just gives me very good energy, so I just plow on. I can't go back, because if I give this up, everything gets stolen. We know that.
Yeah.
One was, I was walking along the village, and there was, I don't speak Romanian yet, but there was a little boy, he was called Ionuț, and he was with a little, how do you call this, at the back, Korb we say in German. It's a little basket, basket which is sort of made of natural materials. And he was going to the shop, and he just talked and talked and talked, and he was so happy because he could go to the shop and spend 2 lei. That's 50 cents. Yeah? And it was just the way this boy communicated with me, without any fear, with just being friendly, with accepting people how they are. So this was, I was thinking about him today, this was wonderful. I met, Bunica. Bunica is the Romanian word for grandmother. She's a neighbor, and she came yesterday evening and, you know, kissed me and wished me luck, and, you know, the neighbor here, and little Wojka, come here. Bunica, come here too. They can come here too.
Wojka. Come on.
Wojka, come here. Come here. You know, this little girl, she's my neighbor. Yes? She's my neighbor, and her father is a wonderful man, and he knows how to work with wood, and he's got sheep, and he does the best butter and cheese and sausages, fantastic. And Wojka, yesterday, she helped us clean the whole house. Yes? And she's starting to speak English. She said to me today, "Do you love Romania?" And I said, "Yes." Yes?
Da.
Da? And so it's people who make it. It's Bunica, it's Wojka, it's her father, it's Peter the architect, it's the people who live around here, who come here. They will make the success of this project.